There it goes. Alright, hi guys, here's time for another video. This one is going to be loud truck. I have no idea if the microphone actually picked up on that, but that was a loud truck that just drove by. I'm going to, today, first I'm going to talk a bit about, social assumptions and a little bit more on language usage. In a previous video, when I mentioned not just coming up and pushing someone who's in a wheelchair, but asking first, one way that when people ask me, like, ask it like this, that really gets on my nerves is when they ask, do you need a little push? Because that sounds violent and demeaning, and that really is the one way to ask it that will make it really hard for me to respond politely, especially if I'm already in a bad mood. I know it's well-meaning when we say no, that we got it, to try to want to verify, but saying, are you sure? Yes, we're sure. We know what we can do. We know what we're capable of. We know how we're feeling. We know if we want help. We know if we need help. We're sure. So there's that. That I was reminded of that by something a friend told me earlier. It's one of my able-bodied friends, but she witnessed it. These guys towards a lady in a wheelchair, and she was like, "They dumb." That was rude, wasn't it? Saying they dumb. Let's see. I know I mentioned this on like the one from the other day that I ended up redoing because I kept getting interrupted, but I don't know if I've mentioned it since then in like any of the redos. So if you go somewhere where the person in a wheelchair would either get a discount or a free ticket or something, don't say, like, if there's two of you, don't say, okay. If there is a group of four, one of them is a wheelchair, do not say 3 and a wheelchair. Okay? Because you are not buying a ticket for the wheelchair. You are buying a ticket for the person in the wheelchair. They are not the same thing. Okay? Referring to the person as their chair is rude. Really, what you should, if it's a place where, that sort of thing needs to be brought, to the attention of the person, say 4, one of which is in a wheelchair, or 3 and one other who is in a wheelchair. Okay? Refer to the person, not their chair. Okay? Mark that off my list. Nose is itchy. Let's see. Nose is itching. One thing. Someone asked me the other day regarding language usage, because there are some people who say that the preferred term nowadays is using person first, like saying people with disabilities instead of disabled people. And they asked me, well, they said that the deaf community is like the exception or something. I don't really know because I'm not part of the deaf community, so I don't know. That they've seen a few people with disabilities who do not like person first language for a variety of reasons, and that's my opinion on that topic. And so when I first discovered the term, the usage of people with disabilities as opposed to disabled people, I grabbed a hold of it. I was like, oh yeah, emphasize the person, yeah, because yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what we're trying to do is, emphasize the person. But then there are people who don't like the term people with disabilities because they also see it as trying to diminish the focus of the disability in a bad way. Like the disability is a no, don't talk about it at all. Which I get that, and so I actually have no. If you want to refer to me, like personally, if you want to refer to me as a person with a disability or as a disabled person, I don't care. Have at it. Have at it. So I personally am fine with either, but there are people who prefer one or the other for various reasons. And so really that sort of thing, it's based on the person, on their experiences and how they feel about each term. So to find out something like that, I can't really say what would be the right term to use. So, I mean, Oracle. I got text. I'm gonna say I'm a Metal Gear Solid fan. So yeah. Really, it's one of those things where you play it by thinking this isn't one of the ones where this is absolutely offensive. Don't do this at all. It's really, this is one of those things where it's like, well, some people like this one and some people like this, and they're all disabled. So and then there's some like me who don't care either way or the other. So yeah, check that off the list. Oh my gosh, what is it doing? Stop it. Oh my gosh, stop it. Stop it. There we go. Cool. Excuse me, that was rude. They were delicious. So let's see what else do I want to talk about. I have a list, and I'm not trying to just check my message. I'm pulling up a picture because of a note I have on my list, and I have a picture. Oh, I wonder if we'll be able to. We'll find out. We'll find out. So hopefully I'll be able to find it. while I'm trying to find this picture, and I apologize for looking at my phone as I try to find this, but I will talk about some assumptions that people tend to have about people with disabilities. Some might be, that, because we're sweet and innocent little disabled people, sweet little innocent. Look at us, we're so cute. That we don't do things like, drink or smoke, which I personally don't smoke, but that's because I don't like the smell. It's not because I'm disabled. I just don't like the smell. That we don't curse. So anyway, that we don't have sex lives, because seriously, people, just because someone's disabled does not mean that they do not or cannot have sex. Okay? And just because someone has sex with someone who is disabled does not automatically mean that they have a fetish. Okay? So just because someone is dating someone who is disabled does not mean for you to either think that they are taking pity on the person or have some sort of kink that goes along with it. Not to kink shame or anything, but being with someone who's disabled does not mean that you get off on the fact that they are disabled. Okay? Where are you, picture? Because I got distracted and wasn't looking when I was talking. So yeah, there's that. It is annoying. Not to say one way or another about my personality, but I'm just like, but that's just how it is. People assume this, and that we, can't or don't want to, or don't want to because we can't, and it's like, no. Where are you, picture? The picture I'm trying to find right now has to do with what I mentioned in the other video when I was talking about Walmart, yeah, and buy low. I mean, and seriously, Walmart, it'd be great if you at least had baskets that I could, like, get one and put in my lap. Because I'm not going to get out of my chair to get into one of yours. Okay? I mean, I came there on my own. I'm not going to leave it. And it's frustrating that I have to try to balance stuff on my lap or on my feet. I balance things on my foot plates so often, guys. That's where I put my drinks. I'll put a drink down there. People are like, oh, is that safe down there? Yeah, it's good. I put them there all the time. It's better if it's a bottle. But yeah, it's good. It's good. I promise it's in here somewhere. Wow, was it really that long ago? I guess so. I mean, that's when I was at the... So, anyways, guess I will start talking about something else now. is it? You guys, I'm sorry, guys. I should have pulled this up. Oh, there it is. I found it. Ha ha ha. I wonder if I do the phone like this, if that'll make it. Yes and no. So anyway, so like I said, Bilo, Walmart doesn't even have baskets I could put in my lap. I don't think. No, not that I've seen. And so, like, if I forget my freezer bag, if I forget that, sorry, excuse me, if I forget that, then I'm like, crap, I didn't bring it because I wasn't going to buy anything frozen. But, Bilo has, let's see if I can get it to show up. Okay, let's see. Alright, you can sort of see that. As you can see, that's my, what side of, what am I on? There you go, see there's my hand right there? It's a basket. It's a basket. And it's kind of hard to tell because the picture's being blurry. But it's all the way down on the floor, and it's got that long handle where I can hold it, and it's about, the handle reaches about level with the top of my wheel, so I can just have my arm down there pretty much the same level as I would rolling. And I have enough practice, I can roll with one hand, which comes in handy when you're having to carry stuff in your lap by Walmart. But it comes with hand. I can push with one hand. I can go my chair, and I can have that cart, and it's tall enough to where it holds a fairly okay amount of stuff. Like, I can have a box of cereal standing up in it, and it'd be okay, and not fall out. And so it's a great thing, and I wish more places had it, because the fact that Bilo has it made me flip out. I got way too excited. And so yeah, that made me really, really happy. Put that off. So let's see. I guess next I will talk about yeah, I'll talk about this first. One thing that is really annoying is constantly being referred to as inspirational. And like what is referred to as inspiration porn, which that's those images that you see of disabled people just doing everyday stuff. Just everyday stuff that able-bodied people do it with, no big. But then there's a picture of a disabled person doing it, and it's like, oh lordy, they so great. Look at them doing that, and they smiling. Ooh, look how they live their life. They laugh so hard. And they do it smiling. And I shouldn't complain about anything at all in my life. Because look at that disabled. I've gotten where I say disabled people over people with disabilities because they're shorter and I'm lazy. But like I said, I have no preference on what you call me. And I apologize to anyone who prefers the people with disabilities over disabled people. Terms. Sorry. But yeah, that's what the inspiration porn is. It's those images that, Because really, you know, acting like what we do. I'm gonna take a sip of this. I'll come it down. And by a sip, I mean chug it. But acting like what we do is such a big deal just because we're disabled and do it is BS. Because, you know, we're just living our lives. We're just doing, you know, what we need to and what we want to. So, you know, the fact that we're not just sitting at home just being shut-ins, you know, helpless little invalids doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean that we're inspirational. Now, if we go out and we, like, save lives and fight crime and stuff, then yeah. Okay. That's inspirational. Or if we do stuff that is inspirational when able people do it, then yeah, okay. But when we're just going out and getting the mail, going to the post office, going to school, going to work, that's not inspirational. That's life. And our lives are not here for the purpose of inspiring you, being able-bodied people. So stop putting us on pedestals. It's funny. I talked about this with Angel. What's wrong with this wrist? I have a habit of wanting to do my hands like that when I talk. So my side hands. I talked about this with Angel after our first meeting that we had together, and well, for this particular panel. And you know, we were talking about how generally we're either put on a pedestal or down in the gutter. So either we are helpless and we need non-disabled people to do everything for us, and if we do for ourselves, then that's terrible and we're ungrateful. Or we are saints who can do no wrong, and everything we do is great and perfect and so inspiring. And nope. We are, you know, people. We do things. We do good things and we do bad things. Some of us are really, really great, and then some of us are terrible. But I'm sure there's some, yeah. You never know who the next Nobel Prize winner or whatever, or serial killer is going to be. I'm just saying. And, you know, just like with anyone else, majority of us aren't in either of those categories. So, yeah. Stop acting like we are so inspirational or like we're so helpless. I wonder if you can even hear me when I do that. Can you hear this? Yeah, you're not gonna answer me. Oops. So yeah, stop acting like we're so inspirational. I'm stop that whispering because I have no idea if the thing is picking me up. And stop acting like we're helpless, because unless we do something that proves it, we're neither. We're just living our lives, and we're not here for you to judge how those lives are. They are not here for your fulfillment. We are not here for your fulfillment. All of these videos are going to be like, wow, Bonnie's bitter. Oh, I'm not. I mean, I accept all this stuff without being bitter about it. So yeah. Alright, I have a few things left on this list. I'm going to finish them up just in case it ends up being that I need to meet tomorrow to like turn these in where they can all get put together and stuff. So I'm going to go on and finish this list up just to be safe. And I guess then I'll find out stuff for other videos. So this is going to be another long video. It's already at 25 minutes. But that's because I got distracted with trying to find that picture. So I could show you guys what it was I was talking about. Let's see. One thing is left on the list is that we have socialized, which I have already touched upon. But, you know, one thing that the reason I have left this list up here for when I talk about like public spaces is because like my friend will look to try to find us a hotel room, or when we meet up next summer. Actually, this happens like each year for Comic-Con. And we keep getting so mad because we're like, all right, I found a handicap accessible room, a wheelchair accessible room. One bed. Really? And yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I don't know if it's because of dimensions or something, but you know, I want to stay with my friends. I want to be able to get around the hotel room and do things and stay with my friends. And I have actually now have quite a few, which is surprising to me. Anyway, so that's frustrating. So yeah. Let's see. In buildings, things that are frustrating. We'll go like this. Go like this. There we go. No, back over here. Back over here. My shoulders bother me, so I couldn't do it on this side. Things about buildings, other than the ones who have really weird. The worst building I have found as far as entrance accessibility has been is it the Williams Center? I think, where the radio station is. Because you can get in the door that's like at the main sidewalk, but then I go in there, and first time I went in there to like try to find the radio station, I was really confused because you go in there and there's two doors. One takes you into these offices, and then the other door takes you to the staircase, and I was like, and so I asked about an elevator, and there's not an elevator, which is a big no-no, but whatever. And then I found out to get to where the radio station is, I would have to go back out and then go around and go up the hill. So that's been the one that's been the most frustrating as far as getting into for me. Hope I don't get you guys in trouble, but that's kind of frustrating for wheelchair users. Fact of the matter there, bucko. Bucko. That's my dog's name. I don't know. Broken elevators, which can't be helped. You can't help it when an elevator breaks down, but it's horrifying. Horrifying. Especially when you have a fondness for horror video games that like using elevators. I actually, on campus, got stuck on the second floor of the Newton building because the elevator broke. So I was stuck up there for like 2 or 3 hours. Luckily, I had reading that I could do for class, so that was good that I had the reading. But still, it was chilly and annoying, and I wanted to go home and read under a blanket. Then there's been another time, same building, where I couldn't go up to my classroom because the elevator broke. So I was like, crap, I'm missing class. But luckily I went and I asked someone in the office there to go, just pass on, hey, I can't come up because it broke. And then the class came down to an empty room where I could be in it. And then they moved the class there permanently. And I was like, you guys, love you guys. Or rather, I love my professor. That's Professor Sear. That was like one of my first semesters here. That was the same time that Forbidden Kingdom came out. So let's see, when was that? It's gonna bug me now. 2008 is when wow, so 4 years ago that happened. And I still remember it because it was freaky. I don't know, where'd my weapon go? There it is. So yeah, there's that. Where'd my list go? Where did everything go? Okay, so yeah, broken elevators. Another problem is bathrooms. Okay. Other than bathrooms that don't have a handicap stall at all. The stalls that are just long as opposed to wide. How bendy do you people think we are? And do you think we're all like that? Because I'm lucky that I'm as agile or as mobile as I am. It makes it where I can use those, but they're still a pain in the butt for me to use. Like, I get in and it's just wide enough for my chair to get in. And it's long enough for my whole chair to fit in. But then I have to, I'm back a little bit so I don't knock my table over. Then I have to like turn around like this and pull the thing close and lock it. Ooh, my back popped. Because you have to do that to get the door closed. And then there's still a matter of transferring from a chair to the toilet when I'm pretty much directly facing it. It's much easier to transfer when you can like be beside the toilet. Then you're just like, whoop, as opposed to like, you know? So, I mean, I hate the long stalls because they're, and, yeah, they're frustrating. Let's see. The handicap spots, parking spots that are like that. Excuse me, I apologize for all the burping in this video. But handicap spots that are handicap accessible simply by location, like simply because they're I don't know what that voice I just did was. Simply because they're close to the entrance of the building. But then which is good for people who, you know, have a disability that doesn't require a wheelchair. But I do. So the handicap spots that are handicapped simply by being close to the entrance, but they're not wider, is annoying. Walmart. The ones that are like out in the big area, the handicap spots that are out there are good. They're wide enough. They're good. Especially since they have the line thingies that you can cheat with them. But the ones that are over on the side of the building, not so much. It's like the first two are okay. Well, the first two or three, they always had two, and it had the lines because of the ramp. And then I think they took the one next to the two and made it lines. They took one of the other parking spots there and made it the slanting lines. So there are some that are great. Like they have more there that are great. But because of that, the others are not. Like there's two or three still like towards the end of that line that are still really tight and cramped and don't work so much when it comes to parking and getting out in a wheelchair. And actually they only made that transition within the past year or two. It's been pretty recently that they've done that. Which, considering I've lived here my whole life and have been driving for, what year is this, 12? Like 7 years? Yeah, it's been pretty frustrating. Only for so long to have only had 2 spots there, and then, yeah. So you guys get what I'm trying to say. Problems. This isn't really related to social stuff, but like, these are just problems that we face, wheelchair users face, is when something happens with our chair, like if we use a motorized chair and something happens and it stops working, like the battery dies or something. I don't use a motorized chair, so I don't really know. But like with my chair, if I get stuck in sand or something like that, that's annoying. Then there have been times where my lift on my car has messed up, and in which case then I'm stuck either in my car or trying to get into my car. So I'm either stuck in my car or out of my car when my lift messes up, which is not good. And this is just a frustration that comes with life. So, I mean, this isn't really meant to be like, oh, I see. How can we fix this? Because this isn't really something that can be fixed. It's just an annoyance that we face, that I have faced. So, Just saying, this is one of the instances where if you see something like this going on, it's okay to ask if they need help, because I need help when my car is being weird and when my chair is stuck. Though if I get the chance, I will be like, hey, excuse me, need help? You didn't hear me? Oh. Alright. Hey, listen! That'll get their attentions when I yell that. Listen! Always gets people's attention. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, that pretty much covers it. For now, anyway. If I think of more between now and when it's time to turn these in, then hopefully I will. But like I said, I made that huge list of stuff to cover, and I actually have covered them all, because I'm getting in a groove and talking and just knocking things off the list, like pew 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 pew. So hey, actually ahead of things. But tomorrow I will be out and about in Statesboro, so who knows, maybe something will happen tomorrow. I hope not. I hope not. I don't want to get mad. But maybe something will happen tomorrow that ticks me off. Maybe. So, here's hoping not. But if it does, then hey, I'll yell at you, camera. And so yeah, if nothing else happens, then see you guys at the panel. Or when yeah. And if something does happen, then hey, I'll see you tomorrow. So, bye.